You're muted, Mr. Philippos.
Nothing's popping up on the screen.
We have to do the pledge first. Do you want me to pull it up? I can.
No, that's fine. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to
to the flag
of the United States
United States of America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one
under
nation,
God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty for all. You should be able to see it on the screen now.
You still gotta go down a little bit, but roll call.
H,
Here.
Dahl, excuse, Philippos,
Here.
Harvey here, Kenders,
Here.
McLaren, here, present.
I don't
She
see
was.
her on there.
I'm here, sorry.
Oh, okay. Nogi,
Here.
Novacek,
Here.
Ulander.
Here.
Okay.
I need a motion to appoint a temporary president for this meeting.
I will appoint Steve Kenders.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Kenders, you have the meeting.
All right, what do I got to do?
Just under Board of Directors, just read the temporary president.
Okay, the temporary president shall read the list of elected and qualified school directors of the Yawk School District and make these part of the minutes of the meeting as follows. Will I just read the names?
Yep.
Ken Bates, December 2021. Sandra Dahl, December 2023. Jared Philippos, December 2021. Sue Harvey, December 2021. Stephen Kenders, December 2021. Nancy McLaren, December 2023. Greg Nogi, December 2023. Alan Novacek, December 2023. And Amy Ulander, December 2023. Election of officers. Would I take a nomination for president?
Will oppose.
Nomination for Philippos, is there a second?
Novacek.
Second by Novacek.
On this motion, you have to nominate first by, and then second, and then close nominations, just so you know.
First by McLaren, second by Novacek. Motion to close nomination.
I make a motion to nominate Amy Ulander.
Nomination to elect Amy Ulander, is there a second?
I would not accept that position. I'm sorry, I have too much that I cannot do that at this time.
Okay, motion to close the nomination.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
McLaren.
Motion to close, Philippos, second. McLaren.
Do a roll call.
Sorry, roll call. H.
No.
Dahl. Absent. Philippos.
Yes.
Harvey.
No.
Kenders. Yes. McLaren. McLaren,
Yes.
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander.
Yes.
Motion to cast a unanimous vote for Jared Philippos as president of the Yawk School Board to serve until the reorganization meeting of December 2021. A motion.
Novacek.
Motion by Novacek. Do I have a second?
McLaren.
Second by McLaren. Do I do another roll call here?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes, do another roll.
Okay, Bates,
No.
Dahl, absent. Philippos,
Yes.
Harvey,
No.
Kenders, yes. McLaren,
Yes.
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander,
Yes.
motion carried. Were we,
Good job, Mr. Kenders.
Thank you, Mr. Kenders. I need a motion for vice president of the Yawk School Board.
I nominate Nancy McLaren.
Motion to nominate Nancy McLaren by Amy
Second by
Ulander,
Novacek.
second by Novacek. Any other nominations? Motion to close nominations.
Novacek.
Motion by Novacek, a second.
Kenders,
Kenders, roll call.
Bates,
No.
Dahl. Oh, she's not here. Philippos,
Yes.
Harvey, yes. Kenders,
yes.
McLaren,
Yes.
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Jared, you're gonna need that now to, no, you're gonna need, that was a motion to close. So you need a motion to approve Nancy as the
Okay.
vice
Thank
president.
you.
Or
Thank
you need
Jared.
the vote, the roll call. I'm sorry, not the nomination, the roll call.
Okay. So a motion to cast vote for Nancy McLaren as vice president of the Yawk School Board to serve until the reorg meeting 2021. I need a motion.
Novacek.
Motion by Novacek, a second.
Kenders,
Ulander.
Second by Kenders, roll call.
Bates,
No.
Philippos,
Yes.
Harvey, no. Kenders,
yes.
McLaren, Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander.
Yes.
Motion carries. Need a nomination to serve as treasurer for the Yawk School Board until the reorg meeting, December 2021.
I have a question. Can you nominate somebody if they're not present at the meeting?
You can.
Okay. I like to nominate Sandra Dahl.
Motion to nominate Sandra Dahl by Nancy McLaren. Do I have a second?
Ulander.
Second by Ulander. Any other nominations? Motion to close nominations. Motion by McLaren.
McLaren to close.
McLaren to close. A second.
Novacek.
Second by Novacek. Roll call vote.
Bates,
Yes.
Philippos,
Yes.
Harvey, yes. Kenders,
Yes.
McLaren, Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander.
Yes.
Motion to cast unanimous vote for Sandy Dahl as treasurer of the Yawk School Board to serve until reorg meeting December 2021. I need a motion.
McLaren,
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Ulander.
Second by Ulander. Gary, since everybody voted yes, can we just do a
Yeah, just all in favor.
all in
Yeah, just all in
favor?
favor.
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The president shall make appointments to all the committees below. And we will get that probably finished in first or second week in January. If anybody wants to be on a certain committee, please get in touch with me and we'll change some things around this year. Board of Education shall set its regular meeting of the Yawk School Board, 7:30 p.m. in the large group instruction room at the Yawk Senior High School on the following dates below. Now, some of the dates are listed that we're going to have 2 meetings. Some of those meetings, we may not have 2 meetings, like in January, February. Most likely, we will probably only have 1 meeting. And then March, April, and May and June have 2 meetings to go over the budgetary items. Probably 2 meetings in August when we're back in school. And then September, October, November, and December go back to 1 meeting a month. But we'll use the current list as is. I need a motion to accept our above calendar.
McLaren,
Motion by McLaren, second.
Kenders.
Kenders, any board questions on the above calendar? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Recommend the Board of Education appoint Dadero, Matta, and Cam Best as the Yawk School District Solicitor. I need a motion.
Ulander.
Motion by Ulander, a second.
Kenders.
Second.
Second by Kenders. Any board questions?
a roll call, please.
Roll call vote.
Beach,
Yes.
Philippos,
Yes.
Harvey, yes. Kenders,
Yes.
McLaren,
No,
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander.
Yes.
Motion carries. The newspaper, recommend the Board of Education appoint the Independent Observer as the Yawk School District newspaper of record. I need a motion.
McLaren,
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Novacek.
Second by Novacek. Any board questions?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question on that. Like, since they don't come, like, is there anything else we can do with that? I mean, honestly, like, I get that paper. We call it the Southmoreland Times now because it doesn't it's talking about us at all.
I think the gentleman
response to the
that
Tribune, when you guys talked to them, we did approach the Trib, and what was their response?
the Tribune Review said even though they would love to come to Yawk School Board meetings, they just don't have the personnel to come. And I do believe that the gentleman from the Independent Observer no longer even works there. He works for the Catholic diocese that handled the school board. So Ken's right. I mean, even though we could appoint this Independent Observer, we really don't have anybody that comes to our meetings.
One of, if this is Gary, if I may, one of the concerns would be about advertising. Whoever you pick is where we have to do an advertising. We can do them in additional places, but you definitely have to do it where you pick. A lot of the times it's about the cost of those advertisements is why
Okay,
districts pick a certain person. I'm not sure here what the costs are, when they can advertise, the time frames, all those type of things. But that's something that you may want to consider. You can always, during the year, make an adjustment to this. You don't have to necessarily wait till the next reorg to do it. If there's a reason that you find as the year progresses, you can add an agenda item at any time to make that change.
I mean, is there anybody else that we can even go to? I mean, like I said, I contacted the Tribune Review last year and they just said they have zero interest and they don't even have the personnel to cover it.
From an advertising standpoint, what is, I mean, if anybody would know offhand, what is the difference? Is it a substantial difference between the Trib and the Independent Observer for advertisement? The only reason I'm asking is, in all honesty, there's going to be a lot more residents of Yawk School District that are going to see Trib ads, whether it's Trib Live or through the actual printed paper. I mean, I personally, I would like, when we do advertise something, I would like there to be more coverage. If it's just a few dollars more, I think the coverage is more important than saving a couple bucks.
Gary,
Well,
should we table this, Gary, you think, and
No,
discuss it?
I think that you can approve it because that's who you currently are
need
using.
somebody. We need somebody.
And then, yeah, you can just keep doing that until you decide that there's another paper that fits your requirements or your needs, and then you can make the change at that point.
We normally advertise in the Tribune Review, so
Oh, well, if you normally advertise in the Trib, that's who should be your paper of record then.
well, if that's the case, then it should change.
Then I would make that change at this point.
Okay.
So we have a motion, we have a motion by Nancy and a second by Alan. If they would rescind those motions, we can then make a new motion placing the Tribune Review in as that paper and then take action at that manner.
Yes, I will rescind. We discussed
So
this
will
a
I.
year ago regarding,
That doesn't mean they'll come to our meetings, but they could be our paper of record, I think, what Gary's saying.
but
Right,
what they're
Gary?
saying, Independent Observer doesn't come either.
Yeah, I mean,
If we have more clientele that are looking at the Trib, then that's where we should go.
Right, and I'm just saying at this point, that's who we would advertise with. If at some point later on, there's we see that there's a newspaper that has a larger following in our area and can provide us a reporter on meeting night, then we can always make a modification. The board could just place that on their agenda for an action item in the future.
okay, so recommend the Board of Education appoint the Tribune Review as the Yawk School District newspaper of record. I need a motion.
McLaren.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Novacek.
Second by Novacek. Any board questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Time is 7:48.
McLaren.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Ulander.
Second by Ulander. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. And then I do believe we'll go into our next meeting. We'll call this meeting to order and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Hang on, Sue disappeared. I don't know where she went.
Okay. She might have thought that was it for the meeting.
Hang on. Hang on, she just needs let back in. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Sue, can you hear us?
Yeah, I tried to press unmute and I hit disconnect somehow. I don't know what I did.
That's okay. So we're on roll call.
Okay. Beach,
Here.
Dahl,
Absent.
not here. Philippos,
Here.
Harvey here. Kenders,
Here.
McLaren,
Here.
Nogi,
Here.
Novacek,
Here.
Ulander.
Here.
Superintendent's report.
Under superintendent's report this evening, we have a few congratulations. We want to congratulate Chrissy Lux for receiving the Social Distance Learning Improved Grant for $269. She's receiving a whiteboard, plastic stacking stools, and a wireless doorbell and pencils. We also want to congratulate the following girls soccer players for receiving all section and all WIPIO honors. Natalie Vilcek, all section and all WIPIO. Mackenzie Pritz, all section and all WIPIO. Hannah Byros, all section, and Maren Sleeth, all section. So congratulations to the girls soccer players. We also want to congratulate the following football players for receiving all conference WIPIO honors. First team all conference was CJ Waldeer, Jamal Marboli, and Austin Cadell. Second team all conference was Sam DiPolito, CJ Lane, Tarek Crosby, and honorable mention was Glenn Christner and Jake McGill. So congratulations to those young men for their all-conference WIPIO honors. I have no informational items this evening, and we do have one presentation from Mr. Meyer with regard to the budget timeline.
Just letting the board know that the PDE has released the Act 1 index for the new budget year for the Yawk School District is 4.1%. What that means is based on our current millage of 90.341, 4.1%, the max we can do millage-wise without exceptions next year is 3.704 mills. In your packet is a timeline I have outlined. At the reorg meeting, we had mentioned, it was mentioned by Mr. Philippos about a new committee to be announced in January. Once that is announced, I'll send out some correspondence to the Finance and Budget Committee, and we will start having budget meetings. With that being said, part of the budget timeline is the board has to decide on whether or not in January they want to pass a resolution to stay within the index or have a full budget approved by the board at the February meeting and apply for referendum exceptions. I will tell you that the Yawk School District is only eligible or only qualifies for 2 exceptions, that being PSERS and that being special education. And I ran the numbers on those based on the AFR data, and we would not qualify for the 21-22 school year for either one of those exceptions. So my recommendation would be at the January meeting, pass the resolution to stay within the index, which means this board would not be allowed to raise millage more than 2.704 mills for next year. Does anybody have any questions for me?
No.
That will appear at the January board meeting then. Thank you.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Sarden. Thank you, Mr. Myers. Under Budget and Finance, approve the board minutes and approve the general fund bills for payment in the amount of $573,064.98. I need a motion.
Aaron.
Motion by McLaren, a second. A second.
Second, Kendra.
Second by Kenders. Any board questions?
I have a couple questions. Can somebody just tell me what the Mastro sign is, a full color banner for $375?
That was in addition to the lobby here at the high school. outside in the area where the students enter the building. I
What was
believe,
on it?
what account did that come out of, Jim? Do you remember the student activities or principal's account?
What was on the banner?
It was a banner that went in the lobby of the school to cover up the old clock and the stuff that doesn't work here in the front lobby of the high school.
Okay.
Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Beach,
No.
Philippos,
Yes.
Harvey, yes. Kenders,
Yes.
McLaren,
Yes.
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-1. Secretary's report.
Executive sessions held on the following date: Thursday, November 19th, 2020, 6 p.m. Personnel litigation. Wednesday, December 1st, 2020, before the meeting for personnel litigation. There are no voting items under the secretary's report, I believe.
Thank you, Sue. Under professional employees, acknowledge the intermittent FMLA request for employee 1308 for 2021 school year, and acknowledge the continue FMLA request for employee 424 effective December 2nd through December 11th, 2020. I need a motion.
McLaren.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Ulander.
Second by Ulander. Is there any board questions? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Under athletic activity, approve the following volunteer wrestling coaches pending clearances and a season due to COVID-19. Following names: Matt Repnick, Michael Anderson, and Tom Sever. I need a motion.
McLaren.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Novacek.
Second by Novacek. Any board questions? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Under district operations, approve the logo use agreement between the Yawk Band Association. Item 2, approve the bid received on the property tax map as presented by Westmoreland County Tax Claim Bureau. The property is currently being held in the Westmoreland County Unsold Property Repository. Item 3, motion to ratify the attestation ensuring implementation of mitigation efforts as the addendum to the previous approved Yawk School District Health and Safety Plan, Section 8, Attachment 3. I need a motion.
McLaren.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
No.
Novacek.
Second by Nogi. Any board questions?
That number 2, is that the property still in West Newton? What is that for?
That is the property on Blackburn Street in West Newton.
Okay.
Any other board questions? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. There is no board reports tonight. They will be announced. Anything under old business?
Yeah, I do have a question. Last month, Jim had said something regarding, Mr. Myers had said something regarding having, was it an architect on file that we needed to do that before, was that February?
Well, this is Jim. From my time here at Yawk School District, I don't have anything that says we have an official architect of record here. And one of the things we discussed with the money that's in the capital projects fund outside of the middle school waste treatment plant was to start looking at replacing some of the boilers, that you really do need some qualified architect to do the drawings in that. So to answer your question, Mrs. McClary, we do not have an architect of record. If that's something that we want to do in the summer season to replace one of the boilers, I would think that, like we did with the bond underwriter, I could put together a request for qualification for an architect and look to see, look to make proposal to the board on naming an architect for the district.
Yeah, I thought somewhere, somebody said that we had to have that on file before February, you said for documentation purposes. I could be wrong, but I have a note here that's saying, bring it back up again regarding the architect on file.
Yeah, but we don't have one on file. I think the February date came up only in respect that if we do want to start doing anything with these boilers, I would get an architect name first, and then have them put some specs together and bid out a boiler project in February, March, so that we're ready to do the construction in June after the close of the school year.
So Gary, what do we have to do to get the ball rolling on that then?
We just can send out an RFP for services and see who's interested in this position. If there's any architects that you know of, we can contact them that you'd be comfortable with. We can contact them, ask them to submit their qualifications, and then we can appoint somebody.
Is that something
We
that
can
Mr.
interview if
Meyer
need
does?
be.
I mean, I don't
Yes,
need
yeah.
an architect, but I just know that it was on my to-do list to follow up with, so I'm bringing it back up.
I don't think there's a drop dead date legally that we have to do it by February, but I think if we're planning on looking at boilers to be done over the summer months, we probably want to move sooner than later to get that done.
And agreed, if something would break sooner also, I mean, we should probably have somebody.
Yeah, well, if again, I think it may be a little bit difficult to find an architect that will be interested in. There are some school architects that they'll look at it, even though they know that there's really not a lot of work here at this point, just to hopefully get involved with the district in case there's any renovations in the future.
Okay,
most of our
fine. I
buildings
just
are in pretty
remember
good
Mr. Myers
condition.
bringing it up to the board, and I wanted to revisit that.
Yeah, so we need somebody in case there's a problem.
So if the board wishes, I can put that RFP together, advertise for it, and see if we get any feedback with it, if that's what the board desires.
Well, I would think if we need it and we have to have it, Gary, do we have to put that under a motion? Can we put that under old business or new business?
Yeah, we can make a motion under new business to seek proposals for qualified district architect.
Okay. Nancy, any other questions?
No, that would be it.
Okay, under new business. So we will need a motion to seek an architect for the boiler design. Gary, would that be good enough for?
Yeah, I think at this point, just seeking an architect, and then we can describe what projects may be there. I don't think we need to pigeon the district in for just one project. We're just
Okay.
looking for somebody to submit their qualifications.
Okay, so we're seeking an architect. I need a motion to advertise to seek for an architect.
Yeah, I think to place to direct the business manager, if I may, Mr. Philippos,
Sure.
we'd need a motion to direct the business manager to advertise for an RFP for qualified school district architects to be the architect of record for the Yawk School District. Knowing that all those qualifications and resumes will come back to the board for to review and approval of the successful candidate at a future meeting.
Okay, so motion to direct the business manager for an RFP, school district architect for the Yawk School District, and applications or resumes to come back to the board for review. I need a motion.
Aaron.
Motion by McLaren. A second?
Ulander.
Second by Ulander. Any board questions? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Are we still under new business,
We
Mr.
still
Philippos?
are under new business, Mr. Meta.
Okay, all right. As the board is aware, on October 13th, 2020, the board took action to reappoint Dr. Sarden to a one-year extension to her contract due to the COVID crisis. The district now has received a letter from the Pennsylvania Department of Education dated November 19th, 2020, indicating that the PA Department of Education will not approve the request of the Yawk School District and Dr. Sarden for a one-year extension to Dr. Sarden's current employment agreement. Therefore, the board will need to make a motion to rescind its motion from the October 13th, 2020 meeting, reappointing and extending Dr. Sarden's contract by 1 year.
So
I would need a motion to that effect.
So I need a motion for Mr. Mata's request.
Make that motion.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Nogi.
Roll call vote.
Beach.
No.
Philippos.
Yes.
Harvey, no. Kenders.
Yes.
McLaren.
Yes.
Nogi.
Yes.
Novacek.
Yes.
Ulander.
No.
Motion carries 5-3.
Further, Mr. President, I would, the board would need to provide notice and pass a motion providing notice to Dr. Sarden as required by the Pennsylvania School Code of 1949 as amended, and Dr. Sarden's current employment agreement with the Yawk School District, that the Yawk School District will not extend Dr. Sarden's current employment agreement and will open the position of district superintendent.
I need a motion.
McLaren.
Motion by McLaren, a second.
Nogi.
Second by Nogi. Any board questions? Roll call vote.
Beach.
No.
Philippos.
Yes.
Harvey, no. Kenders.
Yes.
McLaren.
Yes.
Nogi.
Yes.
Novacek.
Yes.
Ulander.
No.
Motion carries 5-3.
I have nothing further at this time, Mr. President.
Anything under solicitor's report, Mr. Mata?
That was, would have been my
Okay.
solicitor's report.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mata. Anything under citizens' comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. Kind of committee comment for athletics, kind of citizen comment. I try to keep up, but I can't always keep up with how some of the student athletes are progressing after they're leaving Yawk, and I know there's a lot of students that get offers. I know that currently right now we have 4 seniors that have been offered scholarships to play college football. 3 of them, I believe, are D3 offers, but one of them has received at least 2 D1 offers to continue his academics and athletics in football. So, I mean, I think that speaks highly of, a team that only graduated a handful of seniors to have 4 of them have offers to continue their education and athletics in football. It says a lot about a school our size with a limited number of players that are getting opportunities that they are.
Yeah, I think it's very exciting for the Yawk program to have that number of kids, being looked at or scholarships being presented. Any other board comments? I need a motion to adjourn.
Novacek.
Time is 8:10. Motion by Novacek, a second.
Second, Nogi.
Second by Nogi. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good holiday.
See ya. Thank you.